to turn to face the camera, not to face me. Okay, hello. We're here in the International Conference Center, and like you know, we've been here since morning observing what has been happening, what the Commission has been doing, taking feeds from parts of the country as things unfold. Well, I'm here with the chairman of the Commission. He's going to be talking to us. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. He's been here all day also monitoring, and we're still here now this night. I would just like to start, sir. Can you give us your impression thus far on the election?
Well, we are thankful to Almighty God because our first general impression is on how peaceful the elections have been. In general, Nigerians turned out in large numbers, were very, very patient, waited, some of them as early as 6 or 7 a.m. And in general, everything went well, very, very smoothly. We cannot but thank Nigerians for this, for the passion they have shown and the commitment to be able to vote in these general elections. We are in fact quite pleased with the way things have turned out in the Northeast. Our arrangements for IDP voting went on very well. Okay. There have not been very serious security challenges. There were a couple of attempts, we were told, which were suspected to be by Boko Haram to disrupt the process, okay, but they were all not successful. In Borno State in particular, the IDP voting went on very well. So in general, it's been peaceful and we've been very happy. Of course, man proposes and God disposes. We thought that this will be near perfect. Regrettably, there have been challenges. There were still cases of late distribution of materials and late arrivals in polling units. But in spite of this, we think it's been very good also. There have been challenges with the card reader. But from our general assessment, out of the 150,000 card readers which we have deployed, only about 450 were affected. But because we just wanted to ensure that Nigerians who have been patient in this process have an opportunity to exercise their rights, and because the numbers are relatively insignificant, that's why we thought it was necessary to do an addendum to the guidelines, okay, and allow those people to be able to vote once they can be physically authenticated and verified. And thank God it went well. The only challenge is that it meant the voting has gone on in some places into late evening and early night. But the security agencies and particularly the police have assured us that all adequate arrangements have been made in order to secure these places, to ensure successful completion of voting, and also to secure the collation centers.
Okay, now we do know that there were some places that elections did not hold at all. I'm sure you remember you referred to that in the press release. Now, how many of these places do we have in the country?
Thank you very much. There are 13 federal constituencies where elections have to be rescheduled to April 11th, regrettably because of an inexplicable shortages in the ballot papers. 7 federal constituencies were affected in Jega State, and we did stakeholder meeting and suggested that we could do the 3 which are perfect, which had no challenges today, and then do the remaining 7 on April 11th. But the stakeholders were almost unanimous that we should actually reschedule all the 11 to April the 11th, and we have done so. But in addition to this 11 in Jigawa, 1 in Wukari was also rescheduled because of similar challenges, and another in Ethiopia East and West was also rescheduled. Now this is unfortunate, it's regrettable in spite of our best effort, but it's still relatively okay. If you compare it to 2011, Actually, federal constituencies alone, we rescheduled over 60. And then we also rescheduled some senatorial because of shortages of materials, you know. So if you compare this to 2011, statistically it looks better than that, but we regret it. And of course, it's a lesson that we have learned, which we also will factor into our preparations for the governorship and state assembly elections on April 11th.
Okay, now, what implication will this shift have on the results that are being expected?
No, as I have said, they are constituency elections.
Okay,
So it does not affect return on senatorial elections. It will not affect returns on the presidential election. It will not even affect returns on the other constituency elections. So it's only these specific constituencies, federal constituencies, members of House of Reps. So in these places, 13 places, which means 13 members of House of Reps, we will not know the results until April 11th. Yes.
Thank you very much for spending time with us. We hope we'll have more opportunity during the process to have time with you.
Definitely, Lana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Well, I've been speaking with the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, who took time out there to give us a more extensive overview of what has been happening in the country, in the Northeast, and other challenges and how they're addressing them. Right now, the Situation Room here is still on. More report will still be coming in, and I'm sure as they get their facts